I'd always been drawn to desolate places, the kind that whispered stories of forgotten lives. That's what led me to Redwater Farm. It's miles from anywhere, a scar on the face of the desert. The locals in Redemption barely mentioned it, and when they did, their voices dropped to a hush. The story goes back to the late 1800s, a brutal drought that choked the life out of the land. The owner, Jacob Redwater, he didn't just lose his crops, he lost his mind. The land, they said, just broke him, fractured his sanity like the cracked earth. He started talking to the fields like they were alive, begging them for rain, for mercy, his voice a dry rasp in the empty expanse. But the land didn't answer, it just watched and listened. His obsession grew, twisting into something dark and unnatural. He'd spend hours in those fields, under the scorching sun, his shadow stretching long and distorted like some grotesque effigy. He began to neglect his family, his once vibrant wife and children, fading like the dying crops. They'd try to reach him, but his eyes were already gone, replaced by a hollow emptiness that mirrored the desolate landscape. Then, his family, they vanished. Not in one go, but slowly, piece by piece. First, his youngest daughter, barely a teen, wandered into the fields one morning and never returned. Days later, his son, a strong, strapping young man, went searching for her and suffered the same fate. His wife, driven to the brink of despair, followed soon after, her footsteps leading into the parched, unforgiving earth, never to be seen again. Some say they just left, couldn't take the hardship, but the whispers around town hint at something way darker. Sacrifices to appease the land itself, a desperate attempt by a broken man to bargain with a force he couldn't comprehend. The remaining townsfolk spoke of strange rituals, of Redwater performing twisted ceremonies under the blood-red moon, his voice a chilling chant carried on the wind. They told of flickering bonfires in the distance, casting grotesque shadows that danced among the withered crops, and of unsettlingly sweet smells that permeated the air, a cloying mix of dying vegetation and something else, something metallic and visceral. I was there last year doing a documentary on abandoned places. I rolled up to Redwater in my Jeep, the sun setting, painting the old farmhouse in this eerie blood-red light. The place is a skeleton now, all broken windows and rotting wood. Even I, someone who actively seeks out this stuff, felt a shiver crawl down my spine. The wind, that's the first thing you notice. It's not just wind. It's like the land itself is breathing, sighing, whispering. I swear it sounded like voices, low and guttural, carried on the dry air. I ended up taking shelter in what was left of the barn. It's huge, cavernous, and even in the summer heat it was freezing inside. As night came on, the temperature plummeted, and those whispers got louder, weaving through the gaps in the wood. My camera equipment was picking up crazy stuff, static, weird frequencies, and yeah, those voices. Then the mist rolled in, not like fog, but this thick, white stuff, like milk, pouring out of nowhere. It filled the barn doorway, and the whispers, they changed. They started promising things, power, wealth, if you just stayed. It was terrifying. You could feel this pull, a hunger in the air. I saw it, even on my audio recordings. It wasn't just sound, it was a presence. And the pull was almost hypnotic. I nearly fell for it. I'm not gonna lie. There was a moment there where I wanted to step into it, to see what it was offering, but something, some primal instinct, screamed at me to run. I grabbed my gear, hauled ass back to the Jeep, and didn't stop driving until I was miles away. Even now, I still hear those whispers in my head, especially when the wind is blowing. Redwater Farm is more than just an abandoned place. It's like the land itself is corrupted, haunted. It's a place where the dead, or whatever they are, try to lure you in. They say the whispers are the voices of the damned, and if you listen too closely, you might just join them. And yeah, sometimes late at night, when everything is silent, I think I can still hear them.